It's in the game. It's time for Madden NFL 22, the only place you can experience the rematch of Super Bowl 55. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers will take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, next on EA Sports.
Oh, it is a beautiful night for football in the Midwest, and we have a dandy of a matchup under the lights here at newly named GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. This crowd, they are loud in general, but this is no ordinary game. A few moments ago, the two teams made their grand entrance. This is a big one, the rematch of Super Bowl 55, featuring the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Brandon Gaudin joined, as always, by Charles Davis. CD, you get a matchup like this, you look no further than our two quarterbacks. Tom Brady of the Bucs, Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs.
Absolutely no doubt about what you just said, because we're talking about one guy who most would say is the current best quarterback in the NFL with Mahomes, squaring off against a guy who many would say is the best quarterback ever in the NFL in Brady. Brady got the better of Mahomes in Super Bowl 55, but Mahomes is indeed back to full strength. He could very well get the upper hand here.
Pinion set to go. Boy, no shortage of intrigue in this one. And the Bucs and the Chiefs are underway from Kansas City. This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And the Chiefs offense now ready to go to work for the first time, led by Patrick Mahomes, the 2018 NFL Most Valuable Player.
And while I don't equate starting record as a quarterback to pitchers in baseball, it still gives us a great baseline. And Patrick Mahomes, 38-8 as a starting quarterback for Kansas City in the regular season. Throw in 6-2 in the playoffs, including a Super Bowl 54 victory. You've got one of the best ones in the game. And if you're a Kansas City fan, how excited are you?
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Credit the sack to Vita Vea. And this is reminiscent, Charles, of what we saw back in February. The Buccaneer pass rush creating problems for Mahomes.
And you think about how often he was on the run in that game. All the yards that he used up trying to get away from people. If he could have just gone downfield, he probably would have had 200 yards rushing in that game. They did sack him 3 times, forced him into 200.
Easily find all the plays that are boosted by the
pressure was relentless. This is a really tough unit to move the ball against.
Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. William Golston. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Boy, how about this to start a ball game? That's twice in a row now, Charles, that they get to him.
And how often do we talk about offenses that operate off of a script to begin games? Feels like this defense had their script together on this one, and their script said put the quarterback down and do it fast.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Well, they did go run, so you were right. Maybe a little more breathing room for 4th down.
Well, no one wants to be accused of playing it safe, right? But instead, they would just reverse it and say, we're playing it smart.
Here's the Chiefs punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there. Oh, the return is Mickens. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. Time to see what this Tampa Bay Bucs offense has in store. They're led by the now 7-time Super Bowl champion, the MVP of Super Bowl 55. Charles, it's Tom Brady.
After 2 decades in New England, a change of scenery, and another tremendous season culminating with his...
Keep an eye on which team has momentum using the meter at the top. Factors vary each game, ensuring a new set of talent. Find details for active factors, including game day conditions. Game day
sticking with his plan to play beyond the age of 45, which is still 2 years from now. Look out, NFL. Tom Brady still wants to win.
Well, Brady gets away with one. Lucky, could have been intercepted, but it falls to the ground. For these Bucs, Charles, 31-9, they were winners the last time these two teams met back in February. And what kind of chances do you give them of going back-to-back? You know, it hasn't been done since the Super Bowls in 2004 and 2005.
Well, when you analyze this team, you start with the front office. It's the same GM. The head coach and his staff essentially the same. They brought back all 22 starters from last year's Super Bowl championship team. And, oh, yeah, there's a certain Mr. Brady who won both of those titles in 2004, 2005. That's a starting quarterback there. He's back as the quarterback here.
And the Chiefs are going to get him. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
One of the better defensive linemen in the league, can be absolutely dominant at times. Chris Jones has been a Pro Bowler each of the last 2 years. In 2020, just 7.5 sacks. But he did have a career high of 15.5 just 3 seasons ago in 2018. He and Frank Clark provide excellent pressure against opposing quarterbacks.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt, it doesn't work out, and the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And you look ahead to this upcoming 2021 season, KC going to be trying to get back to the Super Bowl for a 3rd consecutive season. And that doesn't happen very often, and as I've often heard you say, CD, for good reason.
And you're exactly right about that, partner, because you think about all the things that have to go right. You have to win a lot of close games. You've got to dodge the injury bug. Hope there's not another dominant team in your conference that you have to go up against. But working in their favor, they've got one of the best guys on the sidelines, their head coach, Andy Reid. And you've still got that guy wearing number 15, who in theory is just now coming into his prime.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he's got this down to the 35. A 3rd down gain of 19.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He said, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. But Charles, you think about these two teams, and think about how long it's been since we've had the same two teams play in the Super Bowl back-to-back years. You have to go back to the Cowboys and Bills almost 30 years ago in the 90s. That's the only time that it's happened in the Super Bowl era. So I'm curious, what kind of chances do you see of us having a Kansas City, Tampa Bay Super Bowl in L.A. come February?
Well, you just pointed out how difficult it is for one team to get back to the Super Bowl, let alone the...
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
Nice play there by Shaq Barrett, and he was always going to be hard-pressed to match his 2019 output, where his 19.5 sacks led the NFL. But still in 2020, he put 8 on the board and remains a key cog in the Buccaneers defense.
Come on now.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Mahomes now to throw. Screen play, McKinnon. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Here's Tommy Townsend now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back near his goal line, here's Brady. Flush to his right. He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Antonio Brown, 96 yards. And the Bucs on just 2 plays have taken the lead. And we keep waiting year after year to see signs of Tom Brady's arm strength deteriorating. But his message there, keep waiting.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And that throw, pretty impressive, and even 61 yards through the air. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And this Bucs defense, you remember, pretty stout last year, the number 6 overall unit in the NFL.
And I think that as the season wore on, and you pointed this out to me as well, you started to see some of their rookies begin to figure things out. And they played a little more like a top 2 or 3 defense down the stretch. And I would say that in the playoffs and through the Super Bowl.
Oh, and now some space to operate. And he will take this into enemy territory as he's out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
Mahomes now on first down. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards.
And DeMarcus Robinson may be unheralded in that Kansas City track squad of wide receivers, but he's been dependable for these Chiefs the past few years.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now it's Mahomes again. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes under pressure again, and down he goes again. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Working from the gun, Mahomes. This is caught by Robinson. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Butker's kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points. Not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here, as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Bucs. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs,
you can adjust your game plan at halftime based on team tendencies in the first half.
They did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. To return is Jadon Mickens. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll bring it back all the way. And people still trying to get back to their seats from the concession stand here at the start of the third quarter, and boom, we got points on the board.
And you just identified why the bulk of stadiums have increased presence in the concession areas, right? TVs, loudspeakers, so people can still follow the game. And right now, they're bummed out that they missed that big return to start this half.
Extra point try now for Succop. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2.
All right, partner, one more time. Our whole lives, you put the ball on the 3-yard line, kick the extra point. 2015, they put it on the 15 to kick the extra point. 2016, they said, we're leaving it there. So if you want to fake it, that's a long way to go. And they got it done.
I was going to say they had a 15-yard play in their back pocket.
You don't see that on too many play sheets, do you?
No. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
45.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. A dump down to McKinnon. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the captain,
They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
Mahomes' throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Ndamukong Suh with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. From the gun, it's Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Mickens to return. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And Charles, of course, the 2020 season, a memorable one for this Tampa Bay franchise. They make the big move. They go out, they get Tom Brady, and you thought, okay, maybe that makes them contenders. Well, they qualify as a wild card, get in the playoffs. They have to win 3 games on the road to get to the Super Bowl, and sure enough, they do just that.
And boy, were they rewarded by winning those 3 on the road in the playoffs because they got to play the Super Bowl in their home stadium. So it seems like a little bit of karma. And remember on Super Bowl Sunday.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And he goes diving to get as much as he can following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Brady. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet, not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Succop's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point, because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. Here's Mecole Hardman. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they can.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. JPP cruising in for the sack that time.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the 1st down sack. Mahomes. He cannot write these guys off just yet. Not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
The Chiefs on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now here's Mahomes. He's going to look deep down the field and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bucs are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette, 29 yards. And the Buccaneers have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Extra point put through by Succop, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fields this way up at the 17, and he won't quite make it to the 25. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Mahomes going to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Vita Vea, his 2nd sack of the night. It's Kelsey on the ground. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now, to put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
So it's a victory here for the Tampa Bay Bucs. And, Charles, it would appear that Tom Brady and company, they just seem to have the Chiefs' number.
And when you think about how hard it is to repeat in this league, I think a win like this shows that the Buccaneers don't feel like 2020 was just a one-year anomaly. They think they're built to win 2 or 3 titles. And this just reinforces that they have the ability to play with anyone and beat anyone as well.